What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. 6'9", JT the Godfather from Marks with Mike's podcast. So I got to talk to y'all about something. Look, if you haven't heard already, let's talk about Anchor. Anchor is one of the easiest platforms to make your podcast. Hold up, let me explain real quick. First of all, it's free. Second of all, it's free. Third of all, did I mention that it's free? There's a creation tool on there that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And did I mention that it's free? Go ahead and download Anchor right now inside your app store. Tell them that Mr. 6'9" sent you.
I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes. He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island. Lord.
What was that Snapchat again?
J.O.
Hey, yo.
What am I number? Are you kidding me?
This is Mr. 6'9", L. Cheech, and Dre the Juiceman. You're listening to the Marks of Mike podcast. Let's start the show. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Marks with Mike. You already know what it is by the sound of my voice. Mr. 6'9", JT, back in this piece once again. Thank you for everybody who listened to episode 100. Thank you for all the listeners for following us thus far. Can't wait to give you all more episodes. But I ain't going to go no further. Of course, we do have all three of us on the show today. So without further ado, what's up, Dre? Juice Man? Check in with him. What's poppin'?
Yo, I'm the Juice Man. I'm here. Shout out to all my juice boxers. I know y'all been freshly squeezed. What's going on, y'all? Big man, Hector, let's do this. El Cheech.
And of course, we got L Cheats in the house.
Good evening, fellas. Let's get through this week with a nice note. Ending in a nice note. Let's refresh that.
Yeah, man, we definitely got to get through this rough week. Of course, it's been kind of rough. Everybody don't know what's going on. Of course, things opening up, things are shutting down. Who knows? I just know that I'm getting ready to shut down my damn bank account in a second because I just dropped $1,000 on this kid that's not even here yet on June 10th. And I already told my wife when Jaden gets here, I'm making my $1,000 back off top. I mean, modeling, commercials, Gerber, Pampers, you name it. I need my money.
Gerber has good applesauce, by the way. I think they have some of the best applesauce ever.
You're right. That is some good baby food. But not to get stuck on me. I mean, how was your week, Juice Man? How was your week?
My week, it was a week. Being in the essential field, I have to make sure my residence at the nursing home is good. I have to go through the trials and stresses of coming in, being temped and checked every day to make sure I do not carry that dreadful COVID disease. So, just knocking on wood that I'm healthy and I'm able to get up and feel great, able to go and help people that are least fortunate and do the best I can. That is all.
Yeah, I feel that. What about you, Cheech?
Yeah, it's kind of long, working a lot of overtime, but everything It's, like they said, it's the new norm. A little salty. They took my hazardous pay, little bastards. But you know, I'm glad that I'm still have a job. Was able to catch on the week today, so ready to get this started. Let's get it.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely feeling that, bro. I mean, definitely, that's one of the things. Like, seriously, if you gonna give us hazardous pay or essential workers pay, if you really want to show us that we are very essential, let us keep that shit. But that's on a different note. But yeah, let's let's talk about what happened this week in wrestling. A lot of things that happened this week in wrestling. I'm just gonna start off, of course. We got to talk about Raw. I mean, it's been kind of. I'm not even going to say It's not even lackluster. I mean, it's just simple fact. The fans not being there kind of make the show watchable, but not watchable because it's just one of those things where crowd engagement just makes the show a lot better. But one of my big takeaways from Raw, uh, two of them I should say, is Zelina Vega and her stable, with Austin Theory, uh, Andrade, and of course Angel Garza, and Nia Jax and Kairi Sane turnbuckle spot, which got Twitter all butthurt. But that's just my takeaway from it. I will say this: when it does come down to that whole Twitter shit, everyone is like losing their minds over a spot that I've seen numerous times, and that spot is not always landed correctly. That spot is not always in the same position. It, it's just one of those spots. It's a 50-50 take. I mean, either it's gonna land perfect or it's not gonna land perfect. But after I was watching it and watching it in real time in slow motion, A, she did not say I'm not set, and B, if you actually watch the spot over and over and over again, it's the position of the way she lands that makes it look real bad. But I don't think it was as bad as everyone made it look, and I don't think it's right that y'all jumped on Nia Jax just because they're moved and execute the way that you to your liking. But at the same time, it's not like she is going out there trying to injure people. It's a part of the game. It's all a part of the game. That's any contact sport. If you play golf, you know, you risk the fact of throwing your back out just by swinging the golf club. So whatever. That's just my takeaway. Any takeaway for you on Raw at all, Dre?
Yeah, my thing with Raw, I've been really focusing on the whole Shayna Baszler thing. I've been monitoring that ever since she lost that Mania to Becky Hollywood Becky Lynch. Excuse me, that's her new name, Hollywood Becky Lynch. Ever since she lost to Hollywood Becky Lynch at Mania, I just noticed that, and I'm afraid that WWE is gonna take the Oscar route with Shayna Baszler, and they're gonna make her a joke. And I'm afraid that that's just happening, and I don't want to see that. There's not. I was expecting to see a dominant female version of Brock Lesnar on the women's scene, where nobody could touch her. But to have her go back through the whole ups again, and then put her in the Money in the Bank, that's like Elimination Chamber, little part 2, and you put her in that, which I'm pretty sure she'll win it. But I just don't understand the whole concept of bringing her from the main roster from NXT before Mania in the first place to have her lose to Hollywood Becky Lynch. I didn't get it.
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's a constant up and down slope when it does come to wrestling. First, someone is, on this major tirade and they had this big winning streak, and poof, they lose. Now you have to convince the audience why this person is still good, and it's just one of those things. I mean, you gotta understand, but we really didn't get to see, far as the people who didn't watch NXT and the people who's never seen Shayna work. a lot of them missed out on, of course, Shayna's, ruthless and ruthless determination and win streak. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna start it all over, but yeah, it's just too many hoops for anyone to jump through. What about you, Cheech? Did you see anything that sparked your interest on Raw?
Not necessarily. Um, Pretty much, I saw the Andrade and Austin Theory matches. They look pretty good, but pretty much it was just that bump from the, the Kyrie Sane took from Nia Jax that kind of caught my attention, and it wasn't because I watched it when it happened, but just hearing, and seeing how Twitter was going all out on them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, first you're mad that they released people from their contracts, and now you're calling for them to fire somebody that you did not like the way they executed a turnbuckle powerbomb. If you ever been to an indie show, I've seen that same spot look worse. But that person walked out just as healthy as they walked in. Well, probably not as healthy, but they wasn't injured, nevertheless. But just to move on from that, um, I caught a little bit of AEW and I caught a little bit of NXT. I'm not gonna say that I watch both of them in full because they're both still on my DVR, and I have to finish the main event on both. So I kind of went back and forth. I only have one day off a week, so I went back and forth watching matches the in between time of shopping. But I will say that I did enjoy the opening to this week's episode of Dynamite. It was a very strong opening. Far as kind of introducing first time viewers to some of the wrestlers involved inside this tournament. I love that concept, and I also love the fact that um, the match that Kenny Omega had wasn't just a typical, jobber match, squash match. No, it was actually a competitive match. I actually enjoyed it. It was actually pretty damn good. I'm trying to remember his name, but I do know he's from Georgia. Let me Google that shit. What was his name? What the hell was his name?
Lee Johnson.
No, not Lee Johnson. He fought him the week before. That was a good one though.
Barry Horowitz.
No, wrong guy. Still wrong guy. It was Alan Angels.
Close enough. Barry Horowitz.
This guy here. No, but no, it. The match was very very entertaining. I mean, it just didn't look like a basic jobber match. Like that's one thing I can say. I'm glad that they're putting the jobbers. Well, I'm not going to say jobbers, but these indie stars in to basically lose, but it definitely gives them exposure. Once again, it's the kind of exposure that I wish they'll give to people like Sonny Kiss and countless others on the roster. But Orange
Please,
Cassidy,
please.
yeah. Well, Orange Cassidy actually had a match on Dynamite, and it was
He's
versus.
a mo- I love him.
Yeah, he's great, but the match was against Jimmy Havoc. Now, my only takeaway from this match, what I did not like, honestly, Jimmy Havoc. I mean, he damn near dominated out of this 15-minute match or however long it was match. He dominated damn near 11 minutes of the whole entire match. If the match was 12 minutes, he dominated 11 minutes of the whole entire match. And then Orange Cassidy comes out of nowhere and he gets the win. I mean, to me, it was like kind of one of those. It was a good match far as, of course, for Jimmy Havoc, but I think with the effort that Jimmy Havoc put into this match, he should have went out on top. But of course, Orange Cassidy does take the win, and it's nothing against your boy Dre. It's nothing against your boy. I just thought it was bad booking.
Well, to me, is also, I mean, the fact that Jimmy Jacobs, although is somewhat new to, to Americans, on TV, even though he's been on MLW, but like he don't need to, like, in other words, he's already like kind of like established, so he don't need to win. You know what I mean? Then again, to me, it don't even matter in a way, but you know what I'm saying. But the thing overall, what I was gonna bring about AEW is like the presentation when it started with with the Cody breaking it down. One thing that they do good is how they put over their talent. Like Jericho on the commentating. He's talking about this wrestler. I mean, what they done or what are their qualities. Their advantages and all that. Although he's kind of like a heel commentator, they still put that out there. You know what I mean? And that's good. Cody did it at the beginning. Tournaments is always kind of cool. You know what I mean? The main event, I thought Kip was gonna go, but then again, it makes sense to like feed Cody's brother to, what I mean, to the to Archer, and then Cody, which let's see how it happened. But the show was pretty dope. Oh, one thing I could say, the Matt Hardy. What I mean? He's doing his thing again, and he made a reference to mofongo, which is from our culture, one of a typical plates. Then again, he is married to a Puerto Rican woman, so but it was funny how he used that, into his to his promo.
Yeah, Matt Hardy is pure working genius. Jericho with the flim flam, which he trademarked, and you know who else trademarked something? Cody actually trademarked his name, so I guess it's going to be Cody Rhodes. I mean, we'll see.
He said
Good.
he, I mean, it's a good call. I'm glad he's done it because I thought it was petty that WWE would want to keep a man's name, but that's just WWE. But he said that. I mean, he said he got the name. He said he could use it anytime he wants. But he also said that he was going to keep the original name because he felt like he didn't use the Rhodes name to make him make him a star in the Indies. He worked hard by using just his name, Cody, the American Nightmare, beside instead of using the lineage of the Rhodes name. If that makes
And I believe that Cody, once he turned 18, he changed his name from Runnels to Rhodes. You know.
I mean, I haven't read that, but it's probably true. Shit, it's on the internet. Everything's true on the internet. There was something else that happened in wrestling. Oh, that's right. This whole Velveteen Dream situation. So, yeah, I woke up on Friday and I seen Velveteen Dream trending. And here's my 2 cents on it. I'm gonna let you all speak on it, but I'm just gonna get mine out of the way real quick. Right? So I seen it trending, and of course everyone's nosy as fuck. So I seen what the story was about. And I didn't go too all crazy and all that stuff about it because I didn't want to really touch on it too much because here's my thing. Um, I'm not going to pass judgment like everyone else. This is already embarrassing enough. Being hacked ain't no joke. I mean, I've been there, but I will say this. My only issue with the wrestling community is this. Some people just can't wait for a negative story to surface, especially when it's WWE related. They can't wait for a story to surface. It's almost like they thrive off of ripping into that company and ripping into that wrestler that's involved just to get some likes, some retweets, some clout, or what have you. But, you know, when it comes down to the situation, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's false. I just know that I'm not going to be the one to point a finger at somebody when I got four more pointing back at me. That's my 2 cents.
Well, to tell you the truth, um, I had an encounter one time when that time when we, in New Orleans, we was in Bourbon Street. It was
Yeah,
after
yeah, I remember that.
after takeover, and me and my boy, shout out to my dude Gog, and we've been drinking, so we like kind of lightweight, like arguing and shit. Oh, I'm tired of you. And, like stupid shit. Next thing you know, we see the Velveteen, and he's in character. He never broke character or nothing. My boy goes up to him. Oh, hey, what's up? Let me tell you, get a picture. And Velveteen literally like kind of shuts him up. Shuts him down. Like he looks at him slowly and he tells him no. You know. So my dude, he's drunk. So he's like, oh man, he started talking mess or whatever. And since me and him was arguing prior to that, so I tell him like, what do you say? What do you say? And so he started saying stuff about Velveteen, but louder, not knowing that Velveteen was right behind him. You know what I mean? And I'm laughing. You know what I mean? Because it's like he was in character. Next thing you know, I see another fan come up. He want to take a picture,
Oh, I
and
remember this.
and, and the guy you know what I mean, and the guy's telling Velveteen, can he take a picture or whatever, and he told him no. You know what I mean? That like he'll slap the phone off his hand or some stuff like that. I don't remember. But then next thing you know, the dude started just keep talking shit like that. He's gonna record and whatever. Velveteen just came up to him and just cut a promo on him and say, I will leave you dead in the middle of Bourbon Street or walk over you and nobody gonna do nothing about it. And the thing, I'm there and I wanted to go, what I mean, take my phone and record it, but like since he's saying he don't want nobody with the phones, what I mean, I'm like, I'm kind of like, oh shit, but that shit was epic because it was like dude was in character all along, and the dude felt offended because he turned him down because he pretty much hurt his feeling because he made him look like a punk, and I could see a fan getting that hurt that they will go to the extreme to Photoshop shit and make shit up. You know what I mean? Like you say, JT, like you don't know, pass judgment. But me, I didn't like. I saw it was trending. I didn't jump out like crazy. Like once I saw a little bit, it's like I already got doubts because I could literally see a fan losing their mind because this dude just straight shitting on him. You know what I mean? I could see it. That's the first thing it came to mind once I saw it because I seen it with my own eyes. Like dude didn't break no character. He was just straight up like asshole on some MJF shit, but taller. You know?
Oh yeah, man, I definitely know, and I definitely remember that moment on Bourbon Street inside that bar. What about you, Dre? You seen the story? What's your feelings?
Um, I just know. Well, hearing about the severity of it, I just know how WWE is, and if it gets too crazy, I think they'll wait. If it gains a lot of traction, expect something to be done. I hope not because he's a hell of a talent, man, and I don't want nothing to happen to him because he's great. He's bound to be a star in this business, and I just hope that this allegation or whatever goes over because I definitely want to see more of the Dream. I'm a big fan. He could have cut that promo on me in New Orleans anytime, and I would have just sat there and took it and kept it moving. But he's too good of a talent to to be a situation like this. So I'm praying that it goes over because I just know how WWE is, especially with their whole PG movement and then trying to keep the shareholders happy. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him some punishment, suspend him, or even release him. So I just hope it dies down.
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, like like I said before, I'll sit back. I'll see everything plays out, but I ain't gonna be the one to be the one pointing fingers. Fuck all that. Yeah, I mean, it's just so much going on. I mean, yeah, that going on. Of course, Dark Side of the Ring, which that was pretty good. That's the story with Dino.
Dino, the Canadian Hulk Hogan, so they say.
Yeah, pretty good story. Got involved with the Russian mafia. I mean, not the Russian mafia, but he got involved with the mafia down there, and I guess I'm
Uh,
not sure if he got whacked. I mean, that's the way they made it seem. I mean, he definitely shoot himself 11 times, but it was definitely a great story that they put together there because I was very intrigued. I had no idea about that story till that episode. Did any of you guys know about that story?
to be honest, I didn't know that he actually was co-owner of the promotion that he had, and of course, like every promotion that, you know, is like you gotta be the champion, you gotta be on top and all that. But like everything in the '80s, Vince was, he knew he needed Montreal. He was eating everything. So eventually, Dino ended up in the WWE. But it was crazy because this was, you had this guy that he was a big, commodity where he came from. Then he comes to this, to the WWF, and it wasn't the same. So that must have, messed them up. And remember, back in the days, already by their 40s, they were already considered old, out the, almost out the way out the ring. You know what I mean? But it's definitely the way he went out. You know, it was bad. A lot of, you know, um, talking, and who could have had done it. There was two people. I mean, it was just one of them, I ID investigation channel type of deal. You know what I mean? But just with the wrestling sprinkle on it. You know what I mean? But it's definitely sad, especially with the daughter. The mom. It was definitely a story that I heard about it, but the way they put it in detail was kind of like eye opening, like wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Wrestling is a crazy place. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get. I mean, as far as the outcome of a story, the beginning of the story, but you know that happening, and then for the mom, I mean, for the wife to discover, him like that and all that, that part would probably had anybody shook. But we definitely got to get ready to talk about this interview that we have coming up with Jocelyn. If you don't know what Jocelyn is, go back and watch her episode that she did with us, her first time on the show, which was, I believe, last year, and I believe that was right before I went to do an event with RSW. I had Jocelyn on the show, but if you haven't heard about Jocelyn, definitely Google her. Look at some of her great matches that she's had over the time. She's had the chance to be in the ring with Jazz, ECW legend, and this time around we're just going to be talking about what she's currently doing during this COVID-19 lockdown. But before we do that, we're going to take a real quick break.
Then sang Moses, and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. COVID-19, 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 COVID-19. I blow the wind of God from the state of Washington to the state of Maine to Brownsville, Texas, and the Temple Park. Today, we speak to this atmosphere. Today, burn this thing. This virus hates heat. You just burn this thing. Burn, burn. I call for a supernatural heat wave straight out of hell. Burn, burn. COVID-19, 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 COVID-19. I blow the wind of God. You don't do it. You don't do it. You don't do it. You get out of here now. Burn. You don't do it. You don't do it. You don't do it. You get out of here. Burn this thing. COVID-19. 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 I blow the wind of God. You are destroyed forever, and you'll never be back.
And just like we promised on the top half of the show, I told you all that we were going to have a special guest on. I told you guys when we came back that we're going to have some guests that's probably been on the show before. And this looks like another edition of the Reup, because on this edition of the Reup, we have no other than the chocolate goddess, the Caribbean mommy,
Caribbean mame.
Joseline Navarro. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Nothing much, nothing much. It is definitely good to have you back on the show and definitely to hear your voice during these crazy times. So what's been going on with you?
Whew. A lot. Before the pandemic, I was restarting my internship with the Browns, and then this happened, and we all got sent to the hospital. So I've been working like crazy, trying to stay afloat, trying to survive out here, while not trying to catch the virus at the same time. So I've been struggling.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle, man. For anyone that's out there that are AKA essential workers and have to be out there, and just remember, mask up, gloves on, stay protected out there at all costs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I'm not trying to be sick. I got stuff to do. I ain't trying to be sick.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then to compare, in the last 3 weeks, 16 million people filed for unemployment. It's just mind-boggling, and it's a blessing to this day and this, with this pandemic, that people that still have a job, and that's pretty cool. And I get a kick out of the word essential, because it depends how you say it, because you say, I'm so essential, you know what I mean? Like, wow, yes I am, baby,
I mean, I love it, but let's just be honest. The word essential is basically a word for pizza party after all this is done. I mean, we're probably going to get that pizza probably from either Pizza Hut, Papa John's, or whatever expensive pizza place they want to get us food from.
In my case, I got a $20 gift card from Walmart, or I could go to Sam's Club, because they acknowledge the job that I'm doing. Bastard.
You got $20?
$20, my G.
And man, that's what's up. Shoot, I mean, I wish my essential employer gave me a $20 gift card. I mean, but I'm not gonna put them on blast or anyone on blast. I'm just happy to be essential.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, I mean, definitely, crazy times going on, and you getting ready to restart your internship with the Browns. I was actually working with the Browns last year with the security, and I I mean, it's definitely crazy because around this time, I mean, we'll be looking forward to, spring training, baseball season starting back up, and
Mm-hmm.
all these sports, and then just have everything kind of put on pause. It's like, well, this is very unusual, and I must say, like over these last 2 decades, this has to be the worst out of all of them because it's like for the first time, time is actually standing still. Like I've never seen so many commercials about staying at home. I mean, this is crazy. Like I remember back in my day when I was growing up, it was the "Don't do drugs," the Big Dare commercials, and the Smokey the Bear commercials. Only you could prevent forest fires, and now it's you know,
You sure that wasn't you?
yeah, man, it probably was me, man. I got a bad memory, but it probably was me, but it's just different, man. Just seeing these commercials, just everybody like stay at home, and it's like, well, how do you expect us to stay at home if we're supposed to be essential? It's like, I don't know, man. It just makes me scratch my head,
Yeah.
But it is what it is. All we can do is, weather the storm, bounce back, come through it stronger than ever. Now,
Oh, yeah.
speaking of going through this crazy time. What's on your quarantine playlist?
Oh man.
Cool. I know you've been working out too.
Yeah. The whole Life After Death album. that is a
Oh, okay.
that is a
Both cities?
yes. I just got the whole thing.
What? Okay, what's your favorite song?
You're nobody till somebody kills you.
Word,
Ooh,
word.
That is my
ooh.
favorite.
Yeah, it's just all the whole song and just the vibe that gives you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you coming in to wreck some shit.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, definitely. Like the whole album, both CDs is it's just fire straight through. But that song in particular, I just feel like, damn, this is it right here.
Damn, and then I'm just sitting here. I'm just realizing how old this album is.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, that put me back a little bit. Baby, damn. I mean, but one of the goats, one of the greatest to do it. So
Mhm.
it's. I mean, it's only right. But man, very talented artist, very, very,
Very.
very talented artist, and not to mention, I always get the comparison, but it is what it is. I don't know if that's an insult or or whatever, but personally, I take it as good news, not an insult.
Yeah.
But definitely, man, shoot, you can play any of Biggie's albums, and it just instantly puts you in that mode. It puts you down, makes you think about life. Even with Ready to Die, which is one of my favorites.
Mhm.
Definitely, man, just Biggie, just his wordplay, the way he delivered, and the stories he told. It was like almost watching a movie with your eyes closed, but picturing the story. I
Yeah,
don't know if that makes any
definitely.
sense.
Definitely. I understand exactly what you're saying. I love the
Oh
songs where he just telling the stories and stuff like in Somebody's Gotta Die. Like
man,
you could just visualize it in your head, and you was like, damn, like this is crazy.
definitely crazy. But so we know what's on your playlist as far as music. Life After Death, Notorious B.I.G. Now,
Hmm.
what's on your playlist as far as TV? Because there's a lot of shows out there people been talking about. They've been talking about the Tiger King. They've been talking about Ozark. They've been talking about what's the name that the show that's been popping on Netflix. Can't remember the name of it, but I know it has Tay Diggs in it. Uh, God damn it,
I think
can't
my
remember.
brother was telling me, was it like All American or something?
Boom, there it is right there, All American. So, with that being said, like, what's on your quarantine? Far as your TV binge watching list, I should say that's a better way to say it.
Well, usually this time of year,
Here.
I would be watching like track and field or some sports, but all of that is halted right now. So, I've been watching I like to watch cooking shows that give me ideas and stuff. So like Guys Grocery Games, and I like to watch the Travel Channel too because I travel a lot. So stuff like that, just to get my mind off of the world. And I watch the news a lot too. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you sound like my pregnant wife over here because that's all she watches. She watches the cooking show. She watches that new show. I don't know if it's on Netflix or the traveling show or the TLC, but it reminds me of Supermarket Sweep, but it's with chefs. They got to go out and grab their own groceries
Mm-hmm.
and then start cooking the
Yeah,
food.
Guys Grocery Games. That's my
Up,
favorite.
see, look, boom. You just said it, but yeah, I mean, literally, I come into the house, and this is what she's watching. I came in, I came in, I cooked, which is something rare because I'm always at work, but I'm cooking, and as I'm cooking, she's watching the TV show, and then she's trying to give me instructions on how to cook, and I'm like, chill, chill. I got this. Like, I ain't new to this. I'm true to
Right,
this.
right.
Don't act like, don't act like I wasn't cooking when me and you first met. Like, don't play me like that. Don't do me like that. We all know I can throw down. Probably not as good as you, but I can throw down. All right. So we know what's on your quarantine TV and your quarantine music playlist. Heck, El Cheech, what's the next question?
Since we coming off the too big for one night, 2 night extravaganza in Florida, WrestleMania. What's your top three WrestleMania matches?
Like from that show, right?
Yeah, I should have been more specific. Let's give them. Actually, yeah, from all time.
Oof. On time. Oh man. Well, I guess number one, like forever for me, it would be that triple threat TLC match from like WrestleMania like 2000.
Ooh,
Um,
did
the
that?
Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a hell of
No,
a
I
good one.
that's
wasn't
the one.
expecting
That's
that.
the match that. That's the match that made me want to be a wrestler. So like,
What?
that'll always be my number one.
Oh, Lord.
um, this is tough. Um, what would be 2 and 3? I don't know. Um, I don't know.
I don't know.
This is a
Okay.
I don't know. Perhaps that The Rock against Hogan in Toronto. Oh, you didn't do it to Florida.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've never been a fan of Hulk Hogan. Like
Okay.
never. So like, I mean, I know people love him or whatever, but I'm just like, I'm
Yeah,
not a fan of Hulk
the thing
Hogan.
is with me, like I think with Hogan is like when you young, it was just the energy, and you know
Hmm.
what I mean. It just draws you in. Once you get older, excuse me, you go back to his body of work in the ring when he was in the United States. You know what I mean. It's not
Yeah,
the great.
yeah,
It doesn't pan,
yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
I get that. So nothing else come to mind.
Off the top of my head right now, no, I would have to like really
Okay.
think about that.
Okay, let's
All right. Okay.
hold on. So let's instead of all time, what about three matches that you liked from this past weekend?
Um, I liked uh, I liked Charlotte and Rhea.
Fuego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked from like the painting of a picture standpoint. I liked the cinematic matches. I thought it spoke to
Say the name. You gotta say the name.
uh, the boneyard match and the
Man,
what was it, the firehouse match.
yeah, that one was I don't know. He was like tripping on acid or what was going on. I mean, I was all into it. I was like, oh my god. But I gotta watch it again because, especially that Firefly Full House. But yeah, the first one, that Boneyard, it just kind of revitalized the Undertaker character. He was
Mm-hmm.
on some Clint Eastwood, John Wayne type of shit, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
actors, not as human beings. That's it.
It's
I mean,
it spoke to the theater kid in me because I used to take theater in high school. So when I watched it, I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is pretty dope."
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. You know, some people complain, but if you watch it for what it was and what they had with, oh my God, I was like like a little kid. Like I sat down, I'll be quiet. I gave my daughter the Heisman a few times. Like, nope, stay over there now. No, no, that's good. But yeah, so what you thought the fact once they announced that WrestleMania was gonna be 2 days?
I thought that was actually a better idea than it being the one night and how long it is.
Yeah.
Because I can't sit that long and watch. I need a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need an intermission or something, man.
Yeah.
I mean, god damn. When you actually think about how long these manias have gotten, and they've only gotten
Mm-hmm.
longer over the last what 3 years, 4 years. They've got
Ever-
longer. Like I remember at Mania in New Orleans for WrestleMania 34. I thought that was long, and that was like how long was that? 5 hours or four? No, four
that
hours.
was a good. Well, the whole show or the main show?
Well, okay. All right. The whole show it was at least by
Oh
six
yeah, it
six
was.
Mm-hmm.
hours.
The whole show was a week. No, it felt so long.
Yeah, I ain't got
And
time to be
then
there all night now.
I don't know. I mean, but if you think about it, let's just say hypothetically, these were the matches that were planned out from the beginning. All 16 matches. Were you really gonna sit your ass down for 16 hours on one day to watch those 16 matches?
Hell no.
Hell no.
There hasn't been a card that makes you not want to miss anything. You know, like there's always a filler, quote unquote, like they say. You know, if you get
Mm-hmm.
up and go for the bathroom break, it's hard.
Yeah, man. That's I'm sorry. That's too hard. But I tell you what, I would greatly appreciate it if they just continued on with 2 nights.
I
And
would too.
because
That's
Really?
much better.
this whole well we're gonna have you all sit down for 8 hours. It's like, listen, y'all not paying me to sit down 8 hours, okay? I've already came here and I spent X amount of dollars on this tickets. Now you want me to sit here for 8 additional hours with no type of pay? Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it at all. It just doesn't work like that. Uh, what does for the culture mean to you?
You mean like the statement or the show?
No, the
Oh, the
statement.
statement.
We can also talk about the show
Okay.
as well, but let's start with the statement.
For the culture, it's like how you represent yourself, um, how you represent yourself, and how you represent the black community and stuff outwardly to the world. Like when we say like we're doing it for the culture, like we doing it for us, like because for a long time in wrestling, like but and it's still really black people of color, we oftentimes get the short end of the stick. So when we are able to climb that mountain and get to the top of whatever, or people are watching us transcend into the next thing, it's like definitely for the culture. And and that's why I'm so supportive of all the black males and females that are in the business, whether I personally know them or not. You'll see me clapping for them when they win. So like, and I think what we don't have enough of in wrestling like for like the people of color. It's like a lot of us don't band together, and I think banding together is part of being for the culture. And when you don't band together, when you don't have each other's back, that's not being for the culture. And I think it needs to be more of that in wrestling.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Real
I
talk.
mean, definitely, that's life. That's life. I mean, even outside of
Mm-hmm.
wrestling, when you just look at life itself, it's like, if we would just more so band together instead of being crabs in a bucket and pulling each other down instead of pushing each other up, you know, we can definitely get somewhere. But we can't get anywhere if we're constantly, instead of elevating, we're deflating. It's like, no, ele- elevate each other, number one. And number two, you got to realize when that one person makes it, that same person could be the same person to pull you up on the way
Mm-hmm.
up. So that's life, and that's what life is supposed to be about. But of course, we all, I'm not gonna say we all, but there's just a mentality out there. Well, it's all about me. It's a team for me. It's like, no, you gotta understand. Besides you being an individual person, you're being looked at as a representative of a body of people at the same time. You gonna be you at the end of the day, all day in America or wherever you're at. But you are also representative of a body of people. But what was the for the culture show, far as that happening Mania weekend? What did that mean to you?
I thought it was super dope that it was even happening. Um, I applaud AJ for getting it to happen, putting it all together and stuff. It's not easy to put together a wrestling event. It's not easy to put together any event, but especially a wrestling event where it's a bunch of different people floating around, a bunch of different personalities and whatnot. So that was one of the things that I was specifically going down there for, to see the show. Got a lot. I had a lot of friends that was going to be on the card, so I was going to support or whatever. I was really proud that it was going to happen, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So I'm sure it will happen eventually. But I was really proud to see that happening though.
I can't stand that bitch Roni. She always messing up stuff. Um,
Definitely.
I mean, just messed up the whole vibe. It's like, honestly, I wanted to go, but the way my bank account was set up, it wasn't going to allow me to be down there. But I was damn sure going to watch it on Fight
Yeah.
TV. Tell you that much. But yeah, the way my bank account was set up, it was, nah, wasn't happening, Captain. But my man Cheech, he was definitely heading down there to Tampa. He had tickets and all that stuff, and unfortunately, for him and of course the workers, everything got shut down. But it's okay. We will overcome. We will prevail, and this is gonna happen again. We don't have to wait to 2021 to get the for the culture event to happen. If you ask me, that should be one of the major priorities once independent wrestling is back on the map and able to move around. That
Oh
event
I
yeah.
should
agree.
happen.
That should open up
I fully agree.
if everything open up on the summer. In the summer, that would be a great show to you know, start everything
Yeah,
off. But everything happened for a reason, and hopefully, the rumor was that they might be back in Tampa in 2 years. So next year's Hollywood, and then they're gonna give it a shot again at Tampa. So fingers crossed. But I was pretty pumped about the car so far, and I'm pretty sure they were gonna have some surprises, which I think Navarro might know, or she was one of the surprises. Is she not telling us? But it's okay.
Shit, I wish. I will say I will say that um if anybody that wasn't on the card that should have been on there, I feel like they should add Jackson Stone on there. Like if they don't add anybody else, he would be the only person that I feel like should be on that card. But
Most deaf. I definitely agree with that, and that has nothing to do with me being biased at all because it's Jackson
mhm,
Stone, and because we know who Jackson
mhm,
Stone is. But I definitely agree with it. I mean, he's
mhm.
proven.
I'm not being biased either.
He's
Like I know that's my best friend and all, but I'm completely unbiased on this. He's incredible. Like I mean, me and him came up together. He started a year before I did, but me and him came up together. But I've watched him from when I started to now, and like he gets it. He got it.
That's
So
awesome.
like I legit think that
yeah.
he should be more places than he is right now. To me.
Mhm.
I definitely agree with it. I mean, it was definitely proven on, of course, Impact Wrestling's Gut Check as
Mhm.
well. So that's already proven. But yeah, I remember coming down and seeing Jackson down there at Premier Championship Wrestling and seeing him do some things there. I never got the chance to experience him at Mega because I never got the chance to go to Mega. But that's all right. When this is over, with, I'll definitely be making it to Mega. But I will say that he's proven, and there's a lot of people that are proven. It's just at this time, well, of course, at this time we can't do nothing about it. But here's my message to these promoters: once things are back up and running, for the ones that may have disagreements or not, put all that aside and try to get a venue where you all can host a big show together,
Mhm.
Super funny.
Br- bringing all sorts of talent
Voltron
together,
stuff together.
and look at, yeah, Voltron it. Come all together, and you got to think about it. It cuts all the costs down tremendously as far as getting talents there, and then you all can just book a show together where these people are represented. These people are on the card, and you're able to provide a great night or a great 2 nights of pro wrestling. I mean, but that's just an idea. I'm not a booker, but that's just an idea. But so we're gonna ask you maybe two more questions. One question we're gonna ask now, and then of course we'll play some trivia, and then the last question, Cheeks is gonna ask you, and so I'm gonna go with the question now. So the question now, far as that goes, is this: choose between two wrestlers. All
Mhm.
right. So the two wrestlers I'm gonna have you choose between. Um, One got to stay, one got to go. We've all seen this on Facebook and wherever, the Book of Faces. So I'm going to give you two wrestlers. First wrestler being, oh, this is good. All right, so we're going to say between, fuck it, I'll do it. Triple H or your second choice is Booker T.
Oh man.
It's hard.
Oh
That's a
my
hard one.
god.
I'm an asshole for it, but I know it.
Man, I love Booker T so much. um, damn. Uh, Triple H gotta go. He gotta go.
Okay.
That.
There's no explanation needed. You made your choice. I understand for the culture. But but moving on to the next part of the show. We're gonna play, and like I said, how we're gonna do this is a total of 3 questions. But for every question that you do answer right, we're going to go ahead and do a random listener if they follow simple instructions. So here we are with the first question. First question is this: Finish this lyric. My love, do you ever dream of?
Oh shit. um, my love, do you ever dream of? I
Okay,
don't
hold on,
know.
wait. I'm going to try to make it a little bit more easier for you. And I'm going to give you some choices. So I'm going to repeat the lyric. My love, do you ever dream of? Okay, so your choices are A, candy covered raindrops, B, candy covered, or C, candy covered chicken.
Sweet tooth.
Ah man, it's an
It
R&B
is an
song.
R&B song. I'm not going to sing it because I'm not being paid to sing.
Um, is it B?
Candy covered?
Mm.
Mm. It was
Oh,
candy covered raindrops, as in one of your
dang.
moves.
Candy rain.
Okay, next question being this. All right. This this comedian turned movie star starred in these three films: Dead Presidents, Money Talks, and The Life of Pi.
Oh, comedian turned movie
And
star.
your three choices from the comedians are Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, or is it Tracy Morgan? So I'll give you the name of the movies again. The names of the movies are Dead Presidents, Money Talks, The Life of Pi.
And I've seen two of these before.
So you've seen two.
I'm thinking.
So
I've seen two of them, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
who's not in those two movies?
Uh, I want to say it's Chris Tucker that was in that, right?
Oh, you got it. That's the answer.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's your third and final question. And this is going to be another probably stumper, but you should be able to get it. All right. This TV show was created as a spinoff from Moesha, and it starred no other than comedian Monique. The name of that show was either A, 101, B, The Proud Family, or C, The Parkers.
I know this one.
All
The
right, there
Parkers.
we go.
All
There we
right.
go. So you are 2 out of 3. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to hold a contest after this episode is released, and we're gonna give your merchandise away to two random fans. They can be from anywhere. Doesn't matter if they're here in the U.S. or overseas. We are going to send it out to them. Only thing they have to do is follow simple instructions. And Cheech, what is the last question of the day?
Top it off. Okay. What is your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
Oh shit. Um, damn. Mm, I don't know. Coming to America.
Okay. I dig that. I dig that. As a matter of fact, This is no cap, no lie. I have no reason to do that. I was literally watching Coming to America right before we started this interview. No,
Oh,
no
for real?
cap. Like right now, if I press play on my TV, it's literally an hour and 10 minutes in. I put it on pause just to do this interview. I swear. Like, I'm not going to mess up the recording by pressing play right now. All right, bump it. I'm one of those dudes. Like, literally right now. Okay, I have no reason to lie to you. I'm literally an hour inside the movie. So, we definitely vibing with you over here at Mars and Mites. We definitely want to thank you for definitely coming on the show, taking the time out, and tell the listeners where they can find you at on, of course, your social media handles.
All right, on Twitter, because I like Twitter now. You can follow me at Jas_E_Navarro. I'll be tweeting wild shit, so just mind y'all business.
You hit the like button.
All right, just hit the like button. Instagram, Joseline__Navarro. And on Facebook, Joseline Navarro. And then, I mean, if you want to follow me on Snapchat, I'll also be posting wild shit on Snapchat. So again, my business.
I think that's where it's at. I think Snap is where it's at.
You got a Snapchat? Oh, shit. Hold on, wait. Go ahead and let us know where to find you at a Snapchat. I'm actually writing this down right now. Go ahead.
My Snapchat is Josy, JOSY332. You guys follow me also. So, yeah. That's where the real funny shit
Okay,
happens.
so Josy.
We need that now.
All right, so I'm getting ready to send you I'm about to send you an ad like right now. Matter of fact, even if I don't send it right now, I'm gonna hit you back up in your DMs just to make sure I got it right. But with that being said, y'all, look, make sure y'all follow her on all her platforms. Make sure you reach out and make sure you get some of that good merchandise. And where can they find the merch?
Shit, I honestly do not remember the link.
That's all right.
For my t-shirt thing. I have to send it to you.
Is it Big Cartel? Is it Big Cartel?
I can't remember what it is.
What a maneuver?
No. Let me look.
Oh. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I can't remember for the life.
Follow her on Twitter.
It's in my phone somewhere.
At the end of the day, listen, we're gonna get that merch out to y'all. Even if I have to make the shirt my damn self and sew it together, y'all can get that merchandise. All right, that's just what it is. Or if it's not a t-shirt, it could be a cool 8x10. Who knows? But we will be sending it out to you all, to the winners of the contest. Make sure you follow Joseline on everything that is trending, whether that be, of course, Twitter, Instagram, the Book of Faces, and now I've just found out that she has a Snapchat. I'm definitely getting ready to follow her there probably as soon as we get off this interview. But with that being said, make sure y'all be safe out there. I want y'all to listen closely. I need y'all to come closer. Come closer. Make sure you wash your hands and wash your ass.
Yes, please.
That's all we got to do. If you want to keep that spread down, wash your hands, wash your ass, and as Cheech always says, face to ass, not ass to.
Looking at me like I'm something to eat. I got pimps giving me the money just to taste my jaw, honey. Cotton candy, sweet as gold. Come and lick my tootsie roll. My sugar baby, once you wet it, get your high blood pressure like a diabetic. How about a little Kim with your coffee? I just can't keep these boys off me. Pink diamonds, dudes let her frost me. Running behind me like I'm Mr. Softy.
Of course, before we get ready to, before you close out the show. First of all, great interview. I definitely enjoyed talking with Joseline and just finding out what she's up to Of course, if you want to learn more about Joseline, she told you where to follow her at. Go to all of her, of course, the social medias, her Twitter, her Instagram, and of course, she has a Snapchat. I'm not sure if we're gonna release that. I'll leave that for her to release it. But I know I have her on Snapchat. That's my friend on Snapchat, which makes us friends for life. I guess that's the way that goes. I'm not sure. But with that being said, hey, listen, episode 102. That's gonna be a beast because next week on the show we got. Oh, isn't that? No, that's Savio, right? We got Savio on the show next week.
I think so. It's about fucking time, yeah.
It's been a long time coming. The legend who was holding it down.
TNT.
Let's just say that I have about 20 pages of notes after this interview, folks.
And with that being said, y'all, we gonna catch y'all next episode. We out. Peace.
Peace.
I'm representing for the misses, all eyes on your riches, no time for the little tricks. You see, the bigger the trick, the bigger the bag, the bigger the biz, the better your chance. You get close to his rich friends, I'm going after the big man. A G-string make his stand, make it quick then. Romance by the nightstand, like lightning. I want a man with a red ring, bank accounts in the Philippines. Black metal take everything. See how I touch him in the living room, while the children home, lights off, unplug the phone. A little nasty, yo, red bug, but I'm classy, yo, real jazzy, yo. And don't be scared, cause if you're curious, just ask me, yo. It ain't nothing, cause it comes quite natural, cause I'm the baddest chick.